high standards, strong work ethic, black excellence, doing it the right way. Ain't nothing wrong with having standards. But somewhere along the way, we stopped focusing on excellence and started focusing on perfection. And baby, perfection is a myth. Welcome to Codeswitch Rebellion. This is the unfiltered podcast for Black women who are done shrinking, chasing perfection, and performing professionalism in their own business. I'm your host, Melanie L. Denny, personal branding consultant and your identity strategist. This is where we talk about what it really takes to build a personal brand rooted in who you are, not who you were conditioned to be. So stay tuned if you want to learn how to show up with bold authenticity so you can attract better clients and bigger opportunities. So in today's episode, we're going to dive deep into perfectionism, on what it's really doing to you, your mental, your business, and what it could look like to start releasing the need to be perfect. Now listen, ain't nothing wrong with having standards and wanting to do things right. I see this all the time with my clients. They're like, oh, it's not ready yet. I need to put this out, but it's not ready yet. I need to send this email, but it's not ready yet. I need to launch this thing, but it's not ready yet. Child, it ain't never damn ready, okay? Because you're trying to achieve something that doesn't exist. You want it to be perfect, but let's get into what perfection really is, okay? Perfection is the state of being completely flawless. We are humans. We are flawed, period. We're going to make mistakes, okay? We're going to be rough around the edges. There's always going to be room for improvement. That's just who we are as human beings. So by that definition, perfection is not possible. We cannot reach flawlessness. We're human beings. We grow, we mess up, we learn from that, we evolve. That's the whole point of who we are. So when we're chasing a certain level of perfection in our business, in our content, how we show up at work, in these corporate environments, we're chasing something that is just not attainable. It doesn't exist for anybody. There is no one on this planet that is perfect, period. So where does this all come from? What we're really striving for is the ability to show up without someone having something to say. So we're looking at all the angles. We're trying to figure out how this person would perceive it, how that person would perceive it, so that when we go around, no one can pick it apart. And that's just not real. That's just not real life, because there's too many people on this planet to be able to appease every single person. We're going to disagree. We're going to have different perspectives. That's just the nature of who we are. We're all unique. We all have a unique set of experiences. And when you're trying to be perfect and not allow for anyone to disagree or see things a different way or feel like it's not the right way, it's just not attainable. You're never going to be ready. It's never going to be good enough. And imagine going through life always feeling like you're not good enough. That's crazy. And we want to be perfect and unflawed so that we can be easy to like, easy to hire, easy to promote, easy to follow, because we want to be accepted, and being accepted feels safe, right? So along the way, we just did what we had to do, and we adjusted, and we show up as perfect and polished as possible, and then call it excellence. I got a quick question for you. Do you keep attracting the wrong clients or no clients at all? Something's going wrong with your personal brand, boo. And that's okay, but before you can fix it, you got to really know what's going on. You got to assess and see what needs to be fixed so you can take the next best steps. If you're ready to get off that struggle bus and stop winging it, book a digital brand audit. This is a personalized deep dive on how you're showing up online. We dive into what's working, what's missing, and what's really holding you back from those opportunities and those clients that you know you deserve. Book your digital brand audit today. So I had a client one time, and she was a professional organizer, and she grew up in a Caribbean household, And growing up, her parents had a very, very specific set of expectations for her, especially with school. But growing up in a Christian household with Caribbean parents, it's not easy. And like, you couldn't bring home nothing less than an A. You had to be the best in the class. You had to be the most well behaved. You had to be well spoken. You had to be all of these things. Everything needed to be perfect. And for her, and working with me, I'm all about being who you are. And what we realized as we went through and explored why she could not just post a post, um, is because she realized that she was striving for perfection, because she was trying to still live up to her parents' standards. Nothing felt good enough. She wanted to make sure everything was buttoned up. And her perfection was literally keeping her stuck. She couldn't do anything. She was like frozen. And it was because she was so conditioned to not show up unless everything was quote unquote perfect. So we already established that perfection is not real. So then what are we really striving for? We're striving to make everybody else comfortable. We're striving to make sure everybody else accepts what we have to say, accepts who we are, accepts how we show up. And so then we edit ourselves and we tweak how we show up, and we pick our words to keep it safe. And that is perfect. If no one can say anything in disagreement or tell you did it wrong, then it must be perfect. That's the perfection that we're chasing. And like I mentioned with my client, she realized that started from childhood in her household, but it also reinforces itself at school, in the local community, in religion, right? These rules that you better not slip up, you better not say nothing crazy, you better be perfect, you better make sure that you are buttoned up all the way. And now that we are grown people and we have businesses, we brought all that with us, and we start rewriting that same damn email 8 times, and we are ready to put something out and launch it and sell something, and we're like, oh wait, it's not ready. You want to pitch yourself for whatever opportunity, but like, oh wait, I'm not ready, it's not ready, I got to do more research, I got to think on this, I got to strategize more. And next thing you know, you just still in the same place. The thing is, right, I saw a quote from Lupita, where it says the closest thing to perfection is authenticity. And I was like, you spitting, girl. Yes, because people want real over disingenuous, over an act, over polished. The thing is, the people that are really going to appreciate you, and the places where you're going to be most happy and feel the most free, is where you can literally show up without having to edit yourself, without feeling the weight of over analyzing everything you do and say. Every choice you make, every decision that you make is under scrutiny of your own self. When you let that go, I'm telling you right now, it's so freeing. It's so freeing because you're not trying to be perfect anymore. You're just trying to be you. And you know that you're not perfect, and you know nobody else is perfect either. So why are we all fronting? All of us are fronting as if there's some level of perfection that we're all operating in, and that could be further from the truth. Stop editing yourself. Stop looking for all the flaws and trying to fix them up before you show up. Post the damn post, send the damn email, launch the damn offer. And I'm going to tell you this. Most of the time, a lot of the people that come to me, the people I attract, our half-ass is better than most people's 100% effort. So all of the overthinking and the judging of yourself that you're doing is really not necessary. If you just do the thing you know how to do and do it well, that's going to be good enough. That's going to be more than good enough. It's going to be great. Is it going to be perfect? No, perfection doesn't exist. But it's going to be great. So stop second guessing yourself. Stop feeling like you're not good enough. Stop feeling like it's not perfect. and just do the thing. Because if you want to get better at a thing or you feel like you're insecure about doing it, guess how you're going to get better? By doing it. For me, for a long time, I didn't feel like I was a very good speaker. I still don't feel like I'm the best speaker. I still don't feel like I'm very articulate. I feel like sometimes I struggle to find the right words. And I feel like sometimes my grammar is not accurate. And so for a long time, I was like, ugh, I'm not a good speaker. I'm not that great of a speaker. But over time, what I also realized is when I did speak and just decided to just let go, people loved it. People love to hear me speak. People are excited to hear me speak because I'm real and I bring my essence. I don't try to be polished and buttoned up. I'm just talking like I would talk to you if it was a one-on-one conversation. And I feel like that was a self-perceived weakness. And I really, really thought that it was a flaw. And I wanted to be more perfect, quote unquote. I wanted to be a better speaker. I wanted to be more articulate. I wanted to have a bigger vocabulary and like do all these things. And I can, of course, I had did Toastmasters a few years back for a little bit, but that doesn't mean that I'm not good enough to speak now. You can still work on something and still do the thing. It doesn't have to be perfect. And even if you master the thing, it's still not going to be perfect. Based on what we defined as perfection, you're still not going to be perfect. There's still people that will pick it apart no matter what. Always going to be someone to pick it apart. And so you got to just show up and do it for you and do it for the people who need you. Because the people who need you are not looking for perfection. They're looking for support. They're looking for help. They're looking for your expertise. And that's really what it's all about. If you keep letting perfection hold you back, you're never going to achieve a damn thing. This was another episode of the Codeswitch Rebellion podcast. And never ever forget, your identity is the strategy. Deuces. If this episode sparked something in you and you want to continue the conversation, join me over on Substack. I would love to hear your thoughts on today's topic. Till next time, y'all, remember, your identity is the strategy.